What's up? We're here covering my buddy Eddie, his OPEX body move and work interpretation, and how that influenced his slash my program for exercise, nutrition, and behavior. So we're going to cover body weight first. Body weight came in at 173. Body fat percentage was a 19.1. Skeletal muscle mass 80.2. His muscle fat analysis covered a D shape, which indicates a high skeletal muscle mass with an ideal level of body fat mass, but he's still trying to lean out for the future. OPEX body, we'll go to OPEX move. So it took him through his movement assessment, his scratch test. He failed on both sides, so not only with internal but also external rotation on top and bottom on both arms. He was a swimmer and has now been into CrossFit quite a bit, so his shoulders have been definitely bothering him a little bit. Air squat he was able to pass, had nice form of technique, kept a nice strong cervical spine position, chest was nice and tall. Lunge test he passed on both legs. His straight leg raise test he failed, which would make sense and correlate well with his toe touch test. So the tight hamstrings. Planks are not a problem. Front plank held for a minute. Reverse plank for a minute. Side plank was a minute plus on both sides. So he had 90 seconds on the right side. Left side was a full minute. And he was able to cover 132 calories on the air bike. So going towards or to Eddie's initial consultation and goals, Eddie's looking to work on and totally improve his absolute strength while getting his shoulders to move a little bit better, obviously. Eddie loves the big lifts, especially squatting and deadlifting and progressing that area of fitness. But obviously his movement overhead is limited through his shoulder pain. With not only horizontal but vertical pressing. When we tackled the movement assessment, his scratch test bothered him quite a bit, which you can see from the video. He was definitely struggling and compensating, with the flared rib cage, trying to reach for it. His overhead squat is good with a barbell and even a PVC pipe for that matter. It was overall pretty good with just his hands over his head, but definitely used some improvement there. Both in the thoracic and upper and lower traps are definitely tight. My goal for his program is to, one, make his shoulder feel better first and foremost, and to make sure he's not overdoing it in his lifting sessions. So Eddie's program, I have him on a 4-day full body resistance program with volume and intensity work to set up for pre-competition. Focuses driving up his back squat and his bench press, so making his bench really feel more stable and confident, and keeping his deadlift up. Eddie's back squat is unbelievable. Front squat is really strong. So again, making his shoulder feel better overall, making him see some improvement and gains in his overhead and his horizontal pressing positions. And nutrition-wise, ensure his nutrition is supporting the training program for his energy levels and training adaptation. Towards the nutrition, one more time. Nutrition-wise, what I want to work on with Eddie, especially, and what we have been working on, is making sure he's getting some real food in variety on a daily basis, besides just like the basic protein shake, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's not real hearty food, and he's definitely not filling up on it for how often and how hard he works out. So just making sure he's meal prepping correctly and making sure he's fueling to complement his progress in the gym. His nutrition goal is obviously overall athletic performance, and his goal calories, I have him on about 3,400, which will be A little bit of a challenge for him, but we're gonna progress that, every 2 to 3 weeks, as we adjust his macronutrients. It's a pretty even split across 30% protein, 35% carbohydrates, 35% fats, which equals out to about 191 grams of protein. A little bit higher carb level at 330 grams, and then 147 grams of fat. Also with the nutrition piece, Eddie's had trouble in the past with nutrition, but really not fitness at all. But just trying to find time to eat, and with his busy work day, he has a government job, so he's definitely finding the pressure in that, and working from home has actually significantly helped his nutrition goals. But now that he's moving to DC and he's going to be going in office 5 days a week, he's going to have to really buckle down and start packing for his lunches, and breakfast for that matter. Some other behavior I want to talk about a little bit. Eddie's extremely disciplined. I see him every day. I coach him 3 days a week in the classes he takes with me. He's probably one of the hardest working athletes in this gym. He's the type of athlete that has a spreadsheet, keeps track of all his lifts, his accessory work, how he's feeling, even on a daily basis in a journal. So I'm stoked that he does that. But my goals for him are just a little more simple for that matter, just so he's not, stressing himself out, but just get outside for 10 to 12 minutes a day daily, since he's currently still working from home, and then he'll eventually move to DC come fall. Making sure he's getting his water in, and making sure he's doing some type of stretching a couple times a week besides when he's in class with me. And that is, I believe, it with Eddie. So also influencing how I wrote his training program. So he has the 4 training sessions a week. He's going to do some light MAP 10 aerobic work to support recovery and training intensity, and we're going to use accumulation phase, intensification, and then a deload, and a pre-competition training phase to ensure success in his big lifts and also just his CrossFit in general. And that is my buddy Eddie Gelberg. Thanks.